Just 8 minutes ago, the Voyager sent a terrible message from the deep space, which caused scientists to be shocked. It is wrong that they never expected. And now the world breathes. For nearly 50 years, Voyager has sent a reverse discovery that goes beyond the solar system and changes everything we know about space. But now is unprecedented. In the early 2010s, the space sonde found a strange thing. The energy particles on the side became a strange darkness, heading to the sun. It was strange, but when the expert checked the data, everything was not effective. Heliopause is an invisible boundary where the influence of the sun does not work as expected. The model predicted one thing, but the space predicted another space. Not only did the edge of our solar system change, but also breathe. And there was a greater surprise. Voyager has begun to detect changes in the heliopause, which makes sense. Like Voyager 1, in the interstellar space in 2012, Voyager 2, followed by 2018, recorded unacceptable data. Scientists scratched their heads. Was it a border displacement? Then why? There was no simple answer, and there were more questions. To solve this mystery, NASA plans to launch a new probe in 2025, and is designed to improve space on the map than before. But before this mission began, Voyager dropped another bomb and changed everything. In May 2023, something completely unexpected happened. The softly working Voyager 1 system begins to work with the articulation system AAC. He handed over pure TAMP instead of sending an ordinary health update. As if the spaceship suddenly forgot how to communicate. The most strange part? Everything else seemed normal. The signal was clear, the boys still pointed to the land, and his science tool was still functioning. It was like a robot, and suddenly it was foolish and still performed all the work perfectly. NASA recognized this very seriously. They called an emergency meeting and found out what was wrong. And nothing means. Why does AAC suddenly start using a closed computer for more than 3 years? In the case of errors, even strangers, a safe failure system designed to place the Voyager in safety mode, were not activated. As if the spaceship ignored its own rules. It's not just a failure. Voyager acted as if he had been instructed by an unknown source for almost 50 years in a deep universe. There was no obvious reason, no incident, and there was no reasonable way to predict whether it would happen again. Fortunately, NASA engineers solved the problem. They sent a team that instructed Voyager to switch back to the right computer, and the taboo was suspended. The crisis has been prevented. Voyager 1, you can get damaged commands from someone on a board computer. NASA guaranteed it to the public that this was not a serious threat. But if the 46-year-old spaceship suddenly begins to act strangely without explanation, this does not need to be ignored. The deep universe is full of unknown things, and each unexpected event can be much larger. Voyagers are now located behind the protection of the sun and are completely exposed to deep space. High-energy space beams are constantly bombing. Can one of this ray make a mistake? Or is Voyager's ancient equipment simply worn out? Or maybe the Voyager didn't want to keep it back. Despite these terrible malfunctions, Voyager 1 continued to surprise scientists. One of the strangely discoveries? Weak and endless winding sound from interstellar space. This is a special noise associated with the gas desert that exists a wide range of voids between the stars. But can it be big? Since the Voyager mission began almost half a century ago, they were the most faithful researchers and ears of humanity in the depth of space. Nicola Fox, the director of NASA's Heliophysics Department, has best expressed, Voyager collected information on the impact on the Sun and the solar system. With the support of the plutonium generator, the probe survived all expectations. Since the power gradually disappears, NASA gradually closes the meaningless system to preserve energy. Nevertheless, the 5 scientific tools on both travelers continued to function, challenge the survival of logic and temperature, and much lower than developed. Heliopause has never considered a smooth and static border. Together with the NASA IBEX spaceship, the Voyage showed a dynamic boundary. It changes its shape, changes the range according to the sun's cycle, and acts as if scientists never expected. Some experts now explain this as a barrier for breathing between the solar system and interstellar space. Eric Zernstein, A space physicist of Princeton University uses IBEX data to study this border. Scientists now pull it out of the universe of a thin rope between the solar wind and interstellar media that are submerged in eternal struggles. But recent observations have violated these new models and rewritten our understanding of the heliopass. Voyager sensors have never been intended for such a long trip. At first, it was for a quick trip of external planets. But thanks to the rare planet equality, they could go to space more than expected when someone expected. But for each new discovery, they also cause amazing questions. What are you waiting outside the solar system? What secret does the universe maintain? And most of all, are we really lonely in this endless wild space? Last trip, when Voyager 1 turned into an interstellar space in 2013, the world with breath saw breathing. 5 years later, Voyager 2 entered an unknown void of 17.7 billion kilometers from the Sun. Voyager's tools now tell you about places where space beams have 3 times more intensity in our solar system. Voyager sensors have never been for such a long trip. At first, it was for a quick trip of external planets. But thanks to the rare planet equality, they could go to space more than expected when someone expected. Their discovery created our understanding of the universe. Jupiter and Saturn. Voyager found the intense storms of Jupiter and volcanic moon and the complex rings of Saturn. Uranus and Neptune. Voyager 2 is the first and only probe to visit this distant ice giant, revealing strange atmosphere and powerful magnetic fields. Heliopausa. The sailing provided the first direct measurement of the interstellar space. First of all, their power disappears and their voices are silent. But now they continue to send us messages from unknown messages. What do you think Voyager will find more? Share your thoughts in the opinion below. Do not forget to love and subscribe to Meetings in the next episode. The influence of the Sun ends and the true space depth begins. First of all, their power disappears and their voices are silent. But now they continue to send us messages from unknown messages. What do you think Voyager will find more? Share your thoughts in the opinion below. Do not forget to love and subscribe to you in the next episode.